Greetings, fellow recruits. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild. Episode 6, Improving Our Roster for Strength in Depth. Rad. Viola, you look more uptight than usual. How come? Spare me your humor. We have more important matters. We received an urgent quest from a nearby village. How urgent? They're in danger of getting raided by bandits. They said that bandits showed up and declared that the Bandit King is demanding a tribute from them. A Bandit King? I guess we got our reason why the bandits have been acting up lately. They were ready to pay the bandits whatever they wanted, but instead of money, they wanted half their people. They wanted actual people? Yes. For what purpose? I don't know, but the bandits threatened to destroy the village if they don't have the people ready the next time they return. Of course, the villagers do not want to meet their demands and are desperate. They asked us to protect them. What about the local lord? Shouldn't he be protecting them? I heard that the House Greyhorn is preparing a subjugation force against the bandits, but they won't spare any men for the protection of the village. The bandits will probably come in great numbers. I'm not sure our adventurers are at the level where they could handle that. You're the guildmaster. What should we do? We accept the quest. This is actually an opportunity for us. Lately, our name hasn't been spreading as much as the usual quests we're getting, but saving a village could really help us spread our fame. If we fail, that might be really the end of us. I never said it wasn't a gamble, but without risk, we won't achieve anything. And besides, I don't think Fran would be very happy if we turn our back on the villagers. I put up the quest. Send the adventurers whenever you think they're ready. It's worth mentioning, we are not ready. We would get smoked. So if we take a look at the available quests, the story quests, this is a 3-star. We need to level up a little bit. Luckily, the game will wait for us. All right, so let's do the levels up. Speaking of which, Destroyer. So you're working towards High Mage. You are... Yeah, I'm going to accept this. So you're potentially 1 level away from High Mage. If you gain 1 int and 1 wisdom, next level up. Pretty good. And he's now level 4, the first level 4. Cowley levels up. Wow, I was not expecting intellect to work, because you had a 20% chance. You are working towards strength and endurance. Strength went up 1, endurance went up 1. That's good enough. I could re-roll to see if I could pick up willpower, but I don't think it's worth it because we did get the very rare wisdom and the very rare intelligence. So might as well just accept it. And then Elin, our priest, leveled up. Holy moly. So he needs int 10, wiz 12. He got 2 wisdom. Yeah, obviously we accept. It's also worth noting that he still has the injured pup modifier. That has not gone away. And then you are not Snarf anymore. You are Tavasker. And your class goal is going to be Monk. The only issue with that, of course, is there is no monk. It's locked. So I'm going to leave no class goal for now, because I can't work towards something that doesn't exist yet. So it will have to be none until we get the option to get a monk. That's why in the guide here, Bard, Monk, Paladin, and Arcane Knight are locked, and that requires story progress to be unlocked. So take a look at the roster. Yeah, it's up to date. Cool. Now, let's level you up all the same. That's not bad. And learn new skills. Destroyer. So, Destroyer has not yet mentioned any specialty. In this case, I would... So, if I did have a specialty, Fire Magic burns over time and prevents health regeneration, which is useful for, like, enemies like trolls that would regen a lot. Earth magic will have a chance to stagger the target, reducing accuracy and dodge. Lightning magic has a chance to shock, which reduces lightning resistance and action points. And then ice magic has a chance to give a chilled status. It also counters burn, for that matter. And it reduces ice resistance and initiative and reduces movement speed. So those are the magic types. Because our mages haven't chosen specialties. Scorpio, do you have a specialty? Specialties are only for mages. These types of specialties. So because Destroyer hasn't stated a desired specialty, I think what I'm going to do is spell pen and maybe common spore spells are nice. So if you ever have a wonder, you can hold right click. So water bubble makes them wet, which is good for like lightning synergy or putting someone on fire out. Magic shield gives a magic barrier based upon a magical attack, which is really nice. And then earth armor increases your physical, earth, lightning, and fire resistance. So those are pretty handy as well. I think movement for mages is going to be more important, though, because sometimes you have a bunch of meleeers trying to chase you down, and being able to outrun them is, like, life-saving. Alright, other skills. Priest. I'm going to do Improve Healing, which gives stronger heals, and heals have a chance to remove bleeds, or will also remove bleeds, which is really important. And then last but not least, Tavasker. And Tavasker, I'm going to give you Pathfinder as well. Or actually, I'm going to give you High Ground. You guys voted for... Oops. Shoot, I didn't mean to do that. You voted for party size. And then we have enough gold for better rooms, but like not really enough. Because we're just breaking even. But party size allows us to bring 5 people on a quest. Which is pretty big. Pretty big bonus. Let's talk to Emily about her Eternity Flower. Oh no, about the Bandit King. Bandit King? That sounds kind of terrifying. I don't want to know what they're like. Yeah, with him around, it seems like there will be more bandits involved in the future quests. Do you have anything that you could help the adventurers? I can make them some potions of speed to help them run faster. I was hoping for something more combat-oriented. Ah, right, sorry. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Here for a drink, Guildmaster? Shh, don't mention that name in here. Every traveler that comes through here has already heard of him, and every time someone mentions BK, the mood takes a deep dive. So, he already made a name for himself. You tell me! There are lots of stories floating around him, and it's hard to tell which are real and which are pure exaggeration. But one thing is certain, the Bandit King is a terrifying man. Still want that drink? And I'll get through one more conversation here. Hello, Guildmaster. My, with the Bandit King, surely sounds like a dangerous fella. With the way things are, many merchants would probably be too afraid to travel to do trade. But not me. Aren't you glad to have me as a trading partner? Probably still prefer to have a merchant that I can look in the eye. You'd have a hard time with your 2 eyes and my 6. You should have seen your face. Anything else? Nope. I mean, yeah. You assume with a guy wearing a mask with 2 eye holes would have 2 eyes, but like maybe that's just simply not true. Alright, so Patrol the Roads is done in 1 day. Time Off is done in 2 days. We have a party that is like not super wounded. So if we went to do a quest, let's just say, I'm just not actually accepting this. We have 4 people. We have the full party from last round. Destroyer did take some wounds. So your health is down a bit. But not so low that I think it would be a risk to take you anywhere. So let's look at the available quests, because I could also like force heal him. So if there's any that are like really lucrative. Here's a 1. It's a 2-star collecting Rainbow Flower, but it has a lot of treasure. And then here's a 1 Explorer. This one would be safer. So I might do this because he's injured. Take it a little safer. I will... Yeah, I'm going to force heal them. So it's not a risk. So we have a whole bunch of people coming back from deployment soon. Destroyers are not going to be super happy being deployed, but like I'll buy them a beer eventually. So I'm going to take the easier Explorer Forest. And we're good to go. Oh, right. I have space for another one, but I don't have anyone that would join in. Yet. They're all busy. So for these, we just need to explore the map. Which is pretty easy to do. And again, I'm going to be like engagement averse. While also trying to scoop up as much treasure as we can to pay the bills. So this here is a mine resistance ring, which is good for... I'll give it to our priest. We've got a bleed, poison, and mine resistance ring, which is probably better for Cowley than the one it currently has on, of just poison. Because he's going to be, there's going to be a lot of triggered bleeds. And I'll give the poison resist to Vasker. Go away, you boar. Because the difficulty checks of these... Oh, God, you still failed. The difficulty checks of these traps are pretty low. They're kind of like free experience, which is why I'm hitting them. And I don't think anyone has a free slot for that. Although, you know, I don't think a death resist is particularly useful, just because, like, it only comes in handy when you're, like, about to die anyway. I'd rather have a trinket that is, like, always useful. So we have explored 60%. But I'm kind of stuck between a bandit and a boar. Actually, the bandit kind of like... No, we're going to get attacked. Sorry. So they have a crossbowman and an axeman. Not a big deal. Oh, 2 axemen. Still not a big deal. So I'm going to delay my turns, have them approach, and then do as much damage as I can, especially to the crossbowman so we can't shoot at anyone that doesn't want to get shot. So Destroyer, you now have, Spell Pen. And greater range, so you one-shot the crossbowman by throwing him into the rocks. And because of these physical barriers, this, bandit isn't going to be able to easily attack him, which is good. Ooh. Good hit. Cowley last. Grunt goes first. Not a problem. There's a 5% chance to chain. Did not trigger. Those chain chances will go up a lot more later on when we have an actual party and like higher synergy between characters. But because this is a 1-star engagement, it's just like not very difficult to clear. And that leads to a story event. On their way, a party meets a wandering bard. She heartily greets the adventurers and offers to play them a song in exchange for a bit of supplies. So we can play a funny song, a soothing song, a battle song, or decline the offer. Funny song it is. The bard took out a lute and started to play Alvin the Great, a song about an adventurer, Alvin, who hailed himself as the greatest adventurer of all time, but in reality was anything but. It recounts his deeds in mocking fashion, where it always ends with Alvin getting chased by an angry mob. At the end of the song, the adventurers had a huge smile on their face. They knew that no matter how much they might screw things up, it would never be as bad as how Alvin the Great screwed up. They thanked the bard for the song and gave her the supplies they promised her. And we all gained bravery points. Seems fair. Another hit point ring. Hit point rings are kind of my favorite. The reason my favorite is the greater your hit point pool is, the less wounded effects after like an engagement will be. Meaning that you are easier to recover. And we have explored enough of the map, but I might as well just try to get as much loot out of this as possible. So there's the... So here was an instance where we're exhausted, and I moved once and the bandits moved twice because I'm exhausted. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to guild rather than to eat my supplies, because we'll be refunded for the supplies I don't eat. Because I don't think there's going to be a lot more loot left there. So we leveled up, paid the bills, and didn't really all get that hurt. We like took a hit or two with Cowley. Not a big deal. Alright, some adventurers are in a really bad mood. Deal with it. So, Destroyer. There is a 30% chance every day that they will leave. Only one adventurer can leave at a time. It's really important to make sure you keep morale up. So, needless to say, hey, Destroyer, here's a beer, here's a beer, here's a beer. Drink up. Assignment complete. The party has returned from the patrol, and according to the reports, it seems like the bandits don't dare to be anywhere close to the guild anymore. So Ink and Guitar Lilin got injured, but the guild no longer has unsafe roads. We did patrol them away. Good. Level up. Hallis is a higher level. That's a pretty bad roll. I'm going to reroll. That's a little bit better. We got at least one more point. Elin leveled up. And got 2 willpower. And willpower is the primary, or actually wisdom is the primary, but I'll take willpower. And then intelligence, so that's good enough. And Wolf Pup is still injured. Tavasker also leveled up. I'm gonna try to reroll. You know what? I'm gonna accept it. Getting the strength at a 50-50 is fine. New skills. Hallis, we're gonna give you the ability to improve your heals and have your heals remove bleeds. That's a really strong one to get. All right, assignments. Safe hunting and gather resources are kind of like constantly recurring, so they're not a big deal. Quantum and Scorp are still on time off leave. And we're probably going to want to do assignment here. Let's have a conversation with Falcon about bandits. What do you think about the incidents with the bandits? I don't feel much has changed. Sure, they may be increased number. They might be bolder than before, but I bet that won't last for long. So you don't think it's unusual? Well, even if it's unusual, it's not like much has changed for us. After all, if our adventurers cross paths with bandits, they'll usually end up fighting anyway. Anything else? The Bandit King. That's quite the bold title. In the past, some bandits were infamous enough to make names for themselves, but crowning themselves as king is the first I nearly forgot that used to be a thing. There used to be so many like Bloodhound and Red Scourge and Black Widow and Vicious Viper. What happened to all of them? They're all dead. Either captured by authorities or killed by some random group of adventurers, or in the case of the Vicious Viper, an accident. Alright, I remember now. Didn't the Vicious Viper die because they were bitten by a poisonous viper? Yes, it was very ironic. Anything else? Nope. Okay, we have a little bit more money, and I am going to invest in better rooms. That was the runner-up last time, and we're going to need to make a little bit more money to continue paying the bills. And then in 2 days, we're going to get a new bar patrons to be potentially hired. So we need to pay the bills, and we'll be looking for a quest that will help with that. So here's a forest quest, which is full of riches and has some pretty good base pay. It's a little bit more challenging, but I think now we don't have 5 yet. Right, because I bought all those beers. This is pretty bad party comp. It's like an archer, a warrior, and 2 priests. But this is only collecting rainbow flowers, so as long as I'm evasive about it, it should be okay. I'm going to give Hallis Minor Resistance and Death Resist. And yeah, I will have to sell stuff if we don't succeed this one because of like a lack of funds. So we're on the line. The other issue, of course, is I don't even, it doesn't matter. Well, we'll get to that. Well, I see one rainbow flower already. Come on, Tarasker, you can do it. You can't do it. Try again. Oh my god. Please. Thank you. I'll try to avoid traps from here on out. Tavasker, your dex is 7. And you have the trait of lucky, but like, I have my doubts. Oh, come on, really? Callie, you take this one. And here's a mage potion. So it gives magical attack for 5 rounds, which is super not helpful because we don't have any mages in the party at the moment. Technically, the priest would benefit, but like not very much. Party came across a lonely house in the woods with an old woman sitting on the front, on a bench in the front of the house, smoking a wooden pipe. She looked at the adventurers and smiled. My, if it isn't a group of adventurers. I hope you're not here to rob me, she laughed. If you do, you'll be disappointed to know there isn't much of value here. The group assured her that they were not. Ah, I see. You're from that adventurer guild. The old woman started to gaze into the distance, seemingly reminiscing about something. Still not used to it. Adventurers used to be so different in my time. After a short, uncomfortable silence, she looked back at the group and started to smile again. I heard you're supposed to be decent people now. And if that's the case, I was wondering if you'd be willing to help an old, lonely lady like myself. I still have so many chores to do around the house, but my back is feeling especially bad today. I'd be grateful if you could do them for me. And who knows, if you do a good job, I might even reward you in the end. What do you say? What do we say? Refuse and continue, or agree to help the woman? Alright, we're gonna help her. How sweet of you. I hope you won't regret it, the old woman said, and gave the adventurers a mischievous smile. Oh boy. The group suddenly had a feeling that they might have gotten themselves into something rather troublesome. The first thing I would like you to do is chop some firewood for me. I don't have much more left. How much, you ask? About enough to keep me filled up my storage room, the old woman said, and pointed to a little house big enough to probably fit 2 whole trolls in it. Okay, well, the party goes chop chop, which is an endurance roll, or the party changed their mind because they don't want to do chores. Party goes chop chop. We all passed the roll. Hey, look at that. The adventurers started to chop down the nearby trees, splitting the wood with a wedge. It was hard work, but none of the adventurers had any trouble with the physically demanding work, and it didn't take long until they chopped enough wood to last for a lifetime. Despite the good work the party did, the old woman looked slightly disappointed. That was great work, everyone. With this, I don't have to worry about firewood for quite a while, but I hope you're not done just yet. There are a few things I would like you to do. Now, I'd like you to check out my traps. I put a lot of them in an area where there is usually a high amount of critters. It would be great if you could check if they caught anything. But be careful. I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty good at setting up hard to spot traps. So if you need to be careful while searching. They're meant for small critters, so you don't have to worry too much about any lasting injuries. I'd like to tell you where the traps, exactly the traps are placed, but alas, my memory isn't what it used to be. So you just have to keep your eyes open. The party started to suspect the old lady had it in for them. It's a pretty high dex roll here, but, you know, we could try to check traps. Maybe there's a reward in it, maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh, okay. Gambling men, all right. Luckily, this is only a one-person check. Between Tavasker and Cowley, they have basically the same bravery, 50 and 40, so we'll do Tavasker here. No, reroll. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, there we go. The old woman wasn't kidding when she said that the traps were hard to spot. They were skillfully laid in a way that they were perfectly blended with their environment. It wouldn't be surprising to accidentally set off a trap if you didn't know that or where the traps were laid. But thankfully, Tavasker's perceptive eyes, and me re-rolling several times, the party was able to identify all the traps without harm. After collecting the critters that were caught in the traps, they returned to the old ram, who looked at the adventurers and gave a silent sigh. Now, I've only got one last task for you, and it's an easy one this time, said the old woman. There's a certain herb I found a liking to, and I would like for you to collect them for me. No, don't worry, I can tell you exactly where it is, and this time there won't be any traps nearby. But it might be a little far away. She gave them a brief description of a place they were supposed to go look, and the party realized it would be a long march. So, do the task and lose stamina, which is like your movement, you know, where we'd have to camp to get it back, or enough is enough. She could do her old damn chores. The party has already invested too much time to leave things unfinished, so they went their way to place where the herbs were supposed to be. Their travel, despite being long, was quite uneventful, contrary to what the group expected. Maybe the old woman meant it when she said it was an easy task. After a while, the group finally managed to arrive at a place and easily identify the herbs the old woman had described. They were basically scattered all over the place. Collect the herbs. Oh my god. At least Hallis has high bravery. Oh my god. And is losing all of it. Oh, come on! There we go. The herb they were supposed to collect was a plant rooted deeply into the ground. As they see it, they had to pull them out of the ground to collect them. Sounds like mandrake or something. But each of them started to pull the very first herb out of the ground. They suddenly heard the highest pitched scream they ever heard. They immediately covered their ears, but it did little to nothing. Hallis immediately realized that the herb they were trying to collect was mandrakes, an herb that would scream if you pulled it out of the ground. Luckily, he knew that the screams were, by themselves, completely harmless. However, they still were annoying. Good thing Hallis knew exactly how to make them stop. He stabbed one of the mandrakes in the part, which eerily resembled a human face. It gave one last scream and then finally turned silent. The rest of the group immediately did the same with their mandrakes, and much to their relief, everything was quieted again. With the mandrakes now collected, they returned back to the old lady, who was surprised she didn't hear the adventurers from 10 miles away. Well, I think I don't have anything else for you to do. The old woman stayed silent for a while. I guess adventures really have changed, she said, smiled sadly. I don't know how you... Well, all right. Without a word, she went to her room and came back with an old weapon. Here, you can have this. I don't need this anymore. You did I never did any good with it anyway. Now please leave. I don't actually like company. With this, the party finally left the old woman, who in the end never even told them her name. Following an Oathkeeper. It's a guardian weapon. And it also increases healing received. And it's rare quality. Pretty good. Pretty good. Also got a lot of experience for that too. Ooh, 2 flowers. Come on, Tavasker, you can do it. You can't do it. Can you do it? You can't do it. Can you do it? Oh, freaking hell, man. Run. Oh, here's an elite that we do not want to tangle with if we can help it. And got an accuracy ring. That might be really good for Cowley. Melee accuracy kind of sucks until you level it up. And we'll give the bleed resist to Dervasker in lieu of the poison. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's the last flower. And this is a bravery. Oh, that was such a gamble. A bravery necklace. Return! So we made out like bandits there. A lot of money. And a rare weapon. Without actually having to get beat up much, which is fantastic. Although our people like lost a hell of a lot of bravery, like failing over and over on their rolls. And some are in really bad mood. Yes, I see that. Cowley and Elin are like extraordinarily bad moods. So guess what? Booze. Booze. Assignment complete. So they went on a vacation. So as you can see, Quantum, 15 days plus 35, and Scorp, 15 days plus 35, got vacation time. And they're pleased as peaches. Or something. I don't know. Scorp, you are going to get the Oathkeeper. And unfortunately, I don't really have any other Guardians to benefit from your other upgraded gear. Because, you know, the other uncommon quality no one can even use. So, that's fine. Level ups. Alice. Or Defender, rather. Not Guardian. Yeah. I'll try to reroll. I got one more int from the reroll. Not bad. The slot on the rare weapon we cannot use yet. Let's try for better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. The endurance still went up, strength still went up. And you got an achievement of reaching level 4. New skills. Cowley. We can give you physical attack damage 10% with the greatsword. There's also charge, which allows you to blitz at an enemy in cardinal directions like a rook. There is attacks of opportunity, which I really like. Whenever an adjacent enemy tries to move, the character attacks the enemy with a base accuracy at 80%, dealing 100% of the physical attack damage. Hidden enemies are not affected. I like that one a lot. And then this one is close combat training, which increases the amount of counters per one. So I'm going to do both that and attacks of opportunity. Basically, if you get near Cowley and you try to mess about, he's going to chop your head off. It's a really nice combo. Alright, assignments. Those are just default and boring. We're still upgrading better rooms. We have some spending money finally. And tomorrow will be a new day. I might do like a low-level easy quest for the guys that are happy. Just to make a little bit of money. So I might do like this cave collection quest. And if I did that, I would send Scorp, Quantum, Ink, Guitar Lilin, and leave the other 3 out of it, even though I could have a 5th because of like happiness levels. Just give them a break, give them some rest. In terms of gear, Ink, I'll give you Nenta, and then interestingly, Guitar Lilin I'm going to give Bravery, because the rogue often have to do lock-picking and trap disarming checks, so having high Bravery is actually pretty nice for that. Before we start this quest, is there any crafting I can do? So I could get another staff, I could get daggers, I could get a greatsword. So what do we even need right now? Who should I make gear for? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to write everyone's... Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Everyone's name down at this point. So that you can vote that way. Here we go. Big old list. So in terms of what gear we have, I want to have people keep their gear rather than to have it interchangeable, as if the some of the accessories might interchange, but like I'm not gonna like, there is a meta, for instance, of like pulling a weapon off of someone to give it to someone else that's about to be deployed, but I don't plan on sharing arms and armor like that. Maybe accessories, but not arms and armor. So Scorp could get better armor. Ink could get a better robe. Or Guitar Lilin could get robe and weapon, or armor and weapon. Destroyer armor and weapon. Quantum armor. Hollis weapon. Cowley armor and weapon. Elin armor and weapon. Tavasker armor and weapon. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bonuses and gear to buff here. Looks like we're going to do fine daggers for Guitar Lilin. But I still have more resources, so I'm going to put it up the pole again. So we're giving her better daggers, which have a higher crit chance and physical attack. And then while we wait on that, let's talk to the blacksmith about the bandits. Hello, Guildmaster. Bandits, huh? Usually crude weapons. Heavy armor should suffice. I see. Anything else? No. Bandit King. I see. You wouldn't want to talk about the Bandit King? No. I could craft a sword and call it the Bandit King Slayer if you need me to. Is he also joking? I can't tell if he's joking. Man of very few words. Okay. Looks like maybe something for Cowley and Elin. So let's see if we can do that. So Cowley, you want a great sword and armor? I think I'm going to give you armor, interestingly. So I'm going to make plate armor. And then something for Elin, I'm going to make... I can't afford a priest robe, so I'm going to make an adept staff. And then we can also do one more greatsword and give that to Kali as well. All right. Done a pretty good amount of upgrading. There's nothing else we can craft. So let's get back to that quest. Was it? Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, Let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid backseating and spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord to take part in community events, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow adventurers.